What's up, y'all? Nightmare Baller One, and just a few topics I want to talk about. If that's all right with y'all. I know I haven't been on here in a while, but I'm not gonna give y'all any excuses. Y'all know when y'all see a video from me, just watch. Usually I'm gonna have something, at least I think, interesting to say. Um, First thing I want to talk about is Joey Ryan winning Battle Los Angeles. Like, honestly, I really don't have a desire to really see this tournament. Like, little did y'all know, I had like actually a video, like pretty much hyping up this tournament. I never uploaded it because I just got a bad feeling like before it happened. I'm glad I didn't, because from what I'm hearing, it's like the second worst one. So, and looking at the night one card, I was like, this could be the best one. Like, this could definitely be the best night one. And pretty much all the live reports, Mr. Narrator said that the one last year blew it out the water. I personally think 2007 is the best one, followed by 2008, then last year, and then 2007. This is how it went for me. 2007, 2008, and 2006 are pretty much tied. Then last year, and then 2005. Which is a very underwhelming tournament. But it was just cool to see that type of tournament. Honestly, it wasn't aside from Ted Petty, it was cool to see that type of tournament with all that indie talent on it. It was, excuse me, y'all, my nose is stopped up. But yeah, Joey Ryan, I just think that's a bad decision. Like, that's just being honest. Like, like to me, he hasn't really been, since he lost the title. Honestly, he hasn't really been like, even looked at the same. Like, he's been like a joke, like in the mid card and shit like that. Like, I just don't think I don't think that was the right decision. That's just me. I think the smart thing to do would have been to give it to Roderick Strong and maybe even Hero or something like that, but not Joey Ryan. That's just my opinion. Like, that would be okay. Let me give you an example. That would be like the WWE doing a tournament for like the number one contender for the WWE title, and them having John Cena, Sheamus, Randy Orton, I don't know, a few other people, but someone like Kofi Kingston wins the tournament. You know what I mean? Like, not saying Joey was never a main eventer. It's just he's not anymore. That's just my opinion. Like, the fans have kind of, or at least for the most part, because he's been in like the mid card of almost every show since he lost the title. You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't been involved in anything major. He hasn't been near the main event. It's just weird, very, very weird. Yeah, very, very weird. Like, I just don't think that, with the names in that tournament, he was the right guy to give it to. Just my opinion. Well, I'm probably wrong, and people are going to, comment and shit, but oh well. Next I want to talk about Glory Bond and 9. It's obviously tomorrow. I'm not going to hype it up. People have been, enough people hyped it up. The show's going to be great. I ain't got to say no shit about it. But, like, honestly, like, it was like that before the sign. Hey, you ain't have to say nothing else about it. If you look at the three main events, which is the selling point of this show, and let me get into that. A few people, LV made a video on it, and I'm not saying he's wrong because he had some points. It's just, this is my opinion on it. Now he had some good points though. A lot of people were saying, including him and other people I see, that the Briscoe and All Night Express matches are like matches that would go on a DVD, and there's some truth to that. And Eddie Edwards and Daivari, that's the one match I just don't agree on. Like, I know there wasn't much you could do, but like, Eddie Edwards, to me, I think deserves someone better for Glory by Honor. I mean, he is the TV champion. Yeah, I mean, and to me, they haven't been pushing him right. That's just my opinion. But whatever. But yeah, I agree with that notion. But my thing is, that's not the selling point of the show. The selling point of the show are the three main events. Like, they came out and said this show is a triple main event. All the matches have to deliver like main events. Like, I don't mean like just be great matches. I mean like be some shit we're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, if we want to go by, how everyone on here, seems to go, it's stars. If we're gonna go by stars, then it has to be like 4.25 up. All three of these main events. You know what I mean? And if we get that, which I'm 90% sure we will, then this show will have delivered. You know what I mean? And if everything else before it, and people ain't even, Austin Aries and Christopher Daniels has potential to be great also. So, if we get that, you know what I mean, and everything else is passable, this show should be a great show. Like, it should be. Like, but, and think about it this way. Kenny King and Jay Briscoe aren't going to get 30 minutes. It's not going to take up a huge chunk of the show. I doubt Rhett Titus and Mark could get like 10. I doubt they would even get 10, honestly. Like, this whole little thing is not going to take up a giant chunk of the show. So, the three main events will take up the bulk of the show, as they should. And I'm pretty sure all three of those will deliver. Unless the world's greatest tag team, act like they're on an episode of Raw and wrestle like that, which I doubt is going to happen. But, it could, and it's going to stink up the place. But it's not going to happen. I honestly think it's going to be kind of like True Slayer said. It's going to be like them showing off, and we're going to see some crazy shit. Shelton's going to do some crazy stuff. Just look out for Shelton, pretty much. And, Charlie Haas, like, I seen him in Jersey All Pro a few times, and I know what he can do on the mat. And him and Chris Hero, I think, are going to have some crazy chain wrestling. It's going to be, I think this match will deliver. I think it will really deliver. But, whatever. And the main event, like, I have, like, honestly, the paint by numbers thing to do is have Roderick Strong win the belt, like, straight out. You know what I mean? But and another complaint that a lot of people have with that main event is that it's heel versus heel. Well, Tyler's hated so much, and we'll see from the fans' perspective that has been watching ROH on HDNet. You see Roderick turn heel, you see Tyler turn heel. It's heel versus heel, no DQ. I could kind of understand what's the word? Skepticism. I think that's the word. But when that match starts, like I'm just going. I trust Ring of Honor enough to know what to do with it. Cause Gabe used to do shit like this all the time, and it still be great shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's right. I'm defending Gabe, but he would do shit like this all the time. You know what I mean? And Pierce even did it a few times, and usually these matches deliver. So we'll see. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to that just to see how things pan out. It won't be as good as them before they sign 8 people. It just won't. Like, unless everything over delivers, it won't be that good. But this is still gonna be a really, really good show. Have I talked about NXT? Have I? Well, let's talk about NXT. It's crap. Those girls suck. Naomi is the only one that's any good, and that show is horrible. And I will watch every week because it is just a beautiful train wreck, like Josh said, and it is just it's so bad. It's kind of like the '60s Batman show. It's so campy and bad that when you watch it now, you still kind of enjoy it because it's that bad. You know what I mean? Like, Batman and Robin is another good. I know I keep bringing up Batman, but y'all know how I feel about Batman. But yeah, Batman and Robin is a terrible movie. But I watch that movie every time it comes on TV because I love laughing at those corny lines and everything else that's bad about that movie. So it's that type of thing. I will watch NXT faithfully every week. Had to throw that out there. And I want to talk about Bound for Glory a little bit too. I could be wrong on this, don't quote me, but I've been hearing from a few people that the card for Bound for Glory, it looks kind of lackluster. You know what I mean? So I looked it up, and from what I saw on 411 Mania, we got Fortune versus EV 2.0. Now I don't watch enough of TNA, so y'all correct me if I'm wrong on this. But Fortune, I think, are the young guys, and EV 2.0 is like ECW. Am I right on that? And it's like Lethal Lockdown or something like that. Now, I mean, they booked themselves in the corner, because it wasn't a good idea to begin with, but you got to finish it. So, Now I don't have too much of a problem with that. I mean, it probably won't be that great of a match, but they booked themselves into a corner. You got to finish it. Um, the world title main event. What is it? Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, and that fool, Mr. Anderson or whatever. Yeah. The match that Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy had at No Surrender was almost a great one. It's just, matter of fact, it was almost like a legendary match. Like, it could have been like the best TNA match of the year. Fucking problem is that they overbooked it to hell. I was watching it with Big Rat, and like, we could not believe what was going on. like this match hasn't ended yet. 5 more minutes. What the fuck? You know what I mean? It was too much. Yeah, like that sucked. And the Ultimate X, Motor City Machine Guns, Generation Me, even though they did it earlier this year, but this time for the tag titles. Oh, yeah, like no problems at all with that. None at all. But you know, I mean, it doesn't look horrible. It's not something I'm gonna watch. Like, I could be totally wrong with that card. I saw that shit on 411. So somebody correct me. You know, I don't care enough. But if that's the card, I don't have a huge problem with it. I probably wouldn't even watch the shit anyway. But that's all I want to talk about, people. I'll definitely have a review of Glory Bonder 9 after it happens. Since I get to watch it this time, the night it happens. But I'll let y'all later. Peace.
Chess. I came in this game with nothing but a pen. I switched to a blade, now I'm in love again. Now instead of writing them off, I'm cutting them. And I pitched that shit that Randall Cunningham played on grass, nigga. Last chance to haul ass, nigga. See the Jake light it up and ride past niggas. Is it a problem for me to get by? This world is wilder than this look in my eyes. Surprise, hey, 100 on the dash, racing the rain. Flatbush representative, I made it a game. Bottles of Hydro and Hennessy, enslaving my pain. Swerving in and out of the lanes, driving mommy insane. Now I write the rhymes that you need to be left. They said life's a bitch, so I cheated with death. And I looked her in the face, kissed her goodnight. She said just lay down and prepare for the ride of your life. Life breaking, change the revolution. The revolution is you. Ain't riding with me, staying in your lane about the truth.